PT Pop here, all four lobes of my brain securely bound behind my back. And today I'm on my way to my new call center job. Stay tuned. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have taken this job. I knew it. I knew it. My God, I knew it. So here I am. I'm on the freeway, driving to work like a big boy. But I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I don't know what to expect. You know, I'll never know until I get there. We'll see what happens. You know, today they call it orientation, as they do with every day of any new job, regardless of it being a call center job or not. And we'll see how it goes. And we'll see what happens. I'll let you know as I come home. I won't be home until it's dark out. So once I get in the car, it'll be dark out, and I'll tell you. I'll wrap up the day for you. I just finished my first day working in a call center, and I'd honestly have to say the jury's out. I'm not quite certain what to think of it. Quite frankly, I don't know. Nice people, really nice people. The call volumes are nothing at all. Like in a corporate call center, there's not that many people to call. There's no talk time. There's no micromanaging. You can get them to go to the bathroom when you want to go to the bathroom. It's very different than your traditional call center. So let me give you a summarization of what happened today. So I got in, I met with HR, we did our paperwork for, taxes and all that stuff. And that was fine. People are very nice there. And then I sat with, who would be my supervisor, but I found out that I wasn't hired by the company that I interviewed for. There's two companies within this company, and I got hired by, I've been placed in an alternate department than what I interviewed for. But right there, it's like, I didn't even know this other company existed, and I did research on this company, and I found no record of this company anywhere until I got there today, and I'm like, oh, you're going to be working for this company. So I find out instead of being the seventh man on a seven-man team, I'm the fourth man on a four-man team. And the call volume there isn't that high, which is fine. They may have done that because I'm new. So I sat with, I think, like 6 different people throughout the day, or 7 different people, which is fine. Real nice people. People I sat with, honestly, most of them didn't seem that thrilled with what they were doing. They didn't seem very happy, which I'm not certain why, but they didn't really say anything bad about the company or disparaging. The one girl I sat with had been there before. She quit. She didn't like it. She came back. She didn't seem real happy being there again, but those are always bad signs. But overall, it was an okay experience. The jury's out. Honestly, if between you, me, and the lamppost, as if this is a private conversation, I really don't want to do this job. I don't want it. Nothing against the company. Seems like a decent company, but they're kind of doing things backwards. Their systems aren't the best in the world. Like, they've got paper processes inside that I'm not real crazy about. If I had to make a choice, I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't continue this job. It really doesn't seem to be for me. And today is day 3 of my call center job. Look, guys, I don't even know where to begin on this one. I've made a couple other videos prior to this, and after the 3 days, I'm going to work right now. I'm leaving as we speak. So my first 2 days in this company have been a journey. And I'm trying not to be negative. I'm not trying to be negative, pessimistic Pete. But this company hired me to work for one company. Okay, let's say they hired me to work for ABC company. My first day of work, I find out that I'm hired for XYZ company. They have 2 companies. But I'm not hired by the company that initially interviewed me. Somebody They have two entities, and they both do the same thing, but they have two different audiences. Let's just put it that way. And all they've had me do for 2 days, there's no training, is just have me sit next to people in their cubicle, watch what they do for work. And I am horrible at that. I don't learn that way. And I told them from the moment I started, I said, I don't learn this way. And I started to fall asleep. I mean, so from the minute I'm there, 11 in the morning, I'm doing side-by-sides with people. Well, they call them side-by-sides, or anybody calls them side-by-sides. Well, you watch somebody do their job all day long. And every hour I've got a new person to sit with. I immediately, by 11:15, I'm ready to fall asleep. Not only do I find out they have two different companies, they have like 4 or 5 buildings spread out over like a 1.5 mile radius in this industrial area. And the internal process to take somebody's graphic design order is all paper driven. And they take these orders and they put them in plastic envelopes, and 3 times a day somebody picks them up and takes them over to the print shop to print up the orders. The internal processes of this company are extremely backwards for a 21st century company. They have to manually add tax. They've got, I mean, with all the software in the world they've got in the world now, I mean, my 9-year-old niece could come up with software to help them with their taxes. But no, this company hasn't done it. This isn't a job for me, and I don't know what to do now. This is just not for me. I mean, it is so boring. It's got to be, it's just like, I don't know if the job itself is going to be boring, but it's just like, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm dying. Sitting there, you sit next to Sally Schmally.
And she's like, well, and now I hit this key, and like half the people, they talk like this. They talk real soft-spoken. But everybody I sit next to, they talk like this. Okay, Pete, and over here you hit the F10 key. All right. And then you check the proof. You check the artwork. And then you hit the F2 key. And then you do Shift S, XYZ, PDQ. Are you getting this, Pete? Just stop me if I'm going too fast.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I think I'm going to go crazy if I have to sit next to another person today. And then Thursday, there's a test on everything I've learned up Monday through Wednesday. I have no idea what I've learned. You know, I've learned some stuff. But, I knew I shouldn't have taken this job. I knew it. I knew it. My God, I knew it. You can't pay me enough money to be bored all day. I mean, I'll tell you what, if the Russians captured me right now and I was a spy, like if I was an American spy in Russia and the Russians got me, all they'd have to do is make me bored, and I'd tell them anything they wanted to know. We will continue to make you bored unless you tell us your country's secrets. That's German. I don't know how to do Russian. So if the Nazis captured me, if there were still Nazis, there are Nazis, but like Hitler's Nazis captured me and I was behind enemy lines, we have ways of making you talk. Make him bored! No, don't make me bored. I'll tell you whatever. No, they're going to invade in June of 44 on the beaches of Normandy. 100,000 men are coming. Don't make me bored, please. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is like horrible, horrible torture, boredom. And I know it sounds pussy. It's pussy because all the guys that grew up, you know, the Korean War vets that are out there watching. Yeah, I was bored working in the metal shop for 30 years when I lost my right eye and my left hand. This guy is a pussy. I walked by my boss's desk. He didn't know I was behind him. He was sound asleep. He's like this because there's no calls coming in. There's no calls. There's no calls. What am I going to do for 8 hours a day? There's absolutely nobody calling these phones. And then the calls start coming in at like 6, 7 at night. That's when they come in. So here's what I see. This company has a lot of issues.
They have horrible infrastructure. Terribly organized. Archaic infrastructure. Paper-driven. They've got multiple buildings spread out over like a 5-acre or 2-mile radius or something like that. They don't even have the buildings wired on the same network with physical cable. It's all, I think they do what's called I think they do a microwave data dump on a line of sight microwave channel on the roof of the building. They've got these little dishes, and they blast information to the other building. To get the orders over to the print shop, which is too far for line of sight data dumps, they have people curry it in plastic envelopes. I haven't seen anything like this since the 1990s. And so I see that once they streamline this, and once they figure out they can save their employees and their customers a lot of time and effort and frustration, they're going to start having layoffs because they don't need all these people. And it's just a poorly run company.
I'd say 8/10 of the staff is gone by 5. By 6, you know, there's like 3 people left or something, okay? And the phones start ringing because everybody gets home from work and they start calling this company for all kinds of graphic work. And, you know, the chat is firing. I'm going to be the only guy left in this building at like 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock at night. And I don't know what I'm doing. This is what I thought. I thought if I could go back to a small company, it was kind of a family type atmosphere, that I'd be happier than a pig in shit. You just can't go back. I keep living over the glory days in my mind, and the glory days are over. They're dead, they're gone, they're buried. I mean, this company doesn't even have a computer room. They have all of their servers, all the servers behind a piece of plexiglass wall that's only like 4 feet high off in the corner of the building. I mean, this is a database-driven website with thousands of pieces of inventory that they sell. Thousands of, I mean, they've got the whole website. The website server sits there right in front of me. I mean, if somebody got angry with this company and they just wanted to put them out of business, just toss a cup of coffee over the wall, and there go the servers. It's not locked up. It's not covered. It's susceptible to dust and all the different element changes in that room. I mean, you've got to keep the server room cold all the time. I don't know. I just don't know, man. Today is day 4 of my new call center job, and I'm just leaving for work. I'm struggling with a couple of things. Number one, this is like in an old warehouse where they've got the call center, and I've got to dress like this. It's so cold. It's 25 degrees yesterday, 25 degrees today, and there's women sitting at their desks looking like Eskimos. Look, I'm not even joking. One lady had her full thicker winter coat than I've got with a big fur hood on, sitting at her desk doing her job. And everybody in this place is sick. They're coughing, they're wheezing. So it's a really strange environment. The computer systems have been down 3 out of the 4, or 2 of the 3 days that I worked there. There was a thunderstorm on Tuesday night, right before it started snowing, and all their servers went down. I mean, their websites went down, the phones went down, the internal systems went down, and it took almost an entire day the next day to reboot everything. A couple nights ago, not even a quarter mile from the front door of our building, in a house, a young man got a knock on the door, 17-year-old boy. He answered it. Somebody shot him and killed him. That was like a stone's throw from the front door of my building. It was on the news. It was, headline news around here. So fast forward to the next day at work, we get called into a meeting by Human Resources. Now keep in mind, in my building at work, we don't have security. We don't have electronic badge swipe in. I don't know what you call it. I call it swiping in. So HR brings us into the meeting room, or the boardroom. So she sits down with us and she's like, "Oh, I'm sure you've heard about the murder that happened down the street." And half the people in this meeting are like, "What?" So the meeting that we're having is with my shift. I worked the last shift of the night. So there's like 4 or 5 of us that all walk out together after the phones get shut off. Out at night, so there's 5 of us who are in this meeting with HR. And the head of HR says, "Well, I'm sure you know about the murder that happened down the street." And like half the people, like there's 5 people, so like 2 or 3 of them are like, "What are you talking about?" And she tells this story about the kid getting shot down the street, and they think it was drug related and so on and so forth. So there's new procedures now when you guys walk out at night. And I'm like, what? And I knew about this murder. I saw it on the news. I saw it before I came in that day. So now she wants us, when we go out at night, she wants one person to go out ahead of the rest of us. So what she wants people to do now is, of the group of us that are remaining at night, to shut the place down, to close.
She wants one person to go out ahead of the rest of us. Move his car up to the front door, or up to the side door, or go out at lunch and move it to the side door. And then at night when we all leave, he wants that person to go into their car, lock the door of the car, and give the all clear sign that there's no bad guys outside. Once the clear sign is given, we can all come out. And she said, now if he does happen to get attacked in the parking lot, you're not to go outside and help him. You just call 911 and, let him fend for himself. Basically, let this person die. Same thing with us. If he's in his car and then we come out and we get attacked, he's going to stay in his car and dial 911 so we can get some assistance from the police.
When HR sits down with everybody, it tells people to keep their head in a swivel, and you got to be careful about the surroundings out there. And this isn't really a bad neighborhood, but just in case, you might want to do these procedures just in case you don't get shot or mugged or something. Puts a little bit of doubt in your mind about the company and where you're working. That's just the cherry on top of this place. It's been a nightmare. It's just like yesterday, there was nothing for me to do. Yesterday, there's two people, including myself, that are supposed to answer the incoming calls at night. It's one of the girls that I work with at night. She called in sick, or she got there and then there was a family emergency and she had to go home. So she took off and left me sitting there with my thumb on my butt. Which is fine. I don't mind sitting around my thumb up my butt. It's a good stretching routine. Keeps my arms and fingers limber. But I've never been trained on the phones, and I don't even have access to the phones yet. And my boss was going to put me on the phones, and he went to put me on the phones and found out I wasn't even programmed in the system yet to be on the phones. So at 5 o'clock, I said, well, what are we going to do? And he goes, we're just going to shut the phones down. So what do you mean you're going to shut the phones down? He goes, well, we don't have anybody to answer the calls. You can't answer the calls. 5 o'clock rolls around. Phones go down. I have 2 hours to do absolutely nothing. I mean, I've already organized my desk. I've rewritten my notes. Anyway, there was nothing to do last night. They shut the phones down. They shut down the chat. They shut down the phones. And at 7 o'clock, we went home. They wouldn't let me go home. I was like, well, just let me go. No, you stay. We'll pay you. We'll pay you to sit here and do nothing. As the magical man is my witness. Magical man in the clouds is my witness. I am a doomcoff. I think I'm nuts. I'm a 100% certified masochist because I keep going back to these jobs and I don't keep them. I'm not going to stay at this job. No way. I knew the moment we had that HR meeting about the shooting on the street that I was history. I was gone. There you have it. I took this job because it was in a creative field and it paid good money, but it just ain't worth it. And what I determined was I'm really an artist. I'm really just not meant to be in a corporate setting. And I have been out of the corporate world for so long. Once you get back into it, it is so hard to readjust to it.